Hi, welcome back. I am Dr. Marcia Steingraber, and we are sitting in Acupuncture Wellness Center in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I'm super excited because we finally got to my favorite. Well, NAD plus is my superficial favorite, and we will get to that. But if you want to improve your sugar levels, if you want your caloric intake to go to fat burning, right?
Sure. Metabolic clarity, we call it.
Metabolic clarity. There's so many. I feel like I have to read this. This product is so amazing. This is my bestseller by far.
Absolutely.
All of my perimenopausal, postmenopausal, tell me ladies, love this. Anybody who's got an A1C that's getting a little bit high loves this. I've not had one single complaint. It does have a cinnamon taste to it, but it's not bad, but it is a little cinnamony. But to explain how amazing this product is and why I'm taking this, I take a swig like 3 times a day because I love goldfish. And I don't necessarily want to go straight on a keto diet all the time. Not that you can cheat excessively or be a junk food junkie. I'm talking about once in a while on your cheat day. This gives you a little bit more grace to have a little bit more flexibility in your diet, but I'm not doing it justice. So we have Brady Rood here. Mr. Brady Rood from Quicksilver, who's our expert on all things liposomal,
Absolutely.
molecular,
Sure.
chemistry,
Cellular,
AMPK,
absolutely.
AMPK charge.
AMPK pathway.
Take it away.
I'm happy to. So what is the AMPK pathway?
Oh, I can't wait.
AMPK charge. We don't pronounce it AMP charge. Some people said that. The AMPK pathway, though, is a very important pathway in the body. We call it the fasting pathway. The fasting pathway. So why do I take AMPK? I fast. This product helps me fast with such great results and with ease. I've never felt anything like it. I fasted before, but again, to support that pathway, the AMPK pathway, with a product, a liposomal product that you're absorbing and feel quickly, it's also one of my favorite products. So what is the AMPK pathway? The fasting pathway. It's the pathway that your body turns on when it senses that there's low nutrients in the body.
Interesting.
So it turns on when it says we don't have nutrients in the blood going around. And so what does it do? It upregulates nutrient production in the body. How do you do that if you're not giving your body anything? It breaks down old materials and recycles them into new materials to use for building muscle, for building new mitochondria, for building new cells, for building all of these new things. So we like to call it a recycling pathway, and it is actually the autophagy pathway. Autophagy is when your body breaks down your own cells, damaged cells, old cells, organelles, and uses those materials for new ones. So we're getting rid of the old and the worn out and the bad to make way for the new, fresh, exciting new cells breathing around your body. So that's the fasting pathway. That's why people fast in the first place, is to start breaking down fat, start breaking down these tissues that you don't really want a buildup of, and use them for good. So,
well, the fat cells in particular are very nutrient dense.
They are.
They are in case of emergency. There are emergency backup system. So with how well hydrated and how well fed we are as a society, those cells can get pretty lazy.
Absolutely.
And don't really want to be activated.
Absolutely.
So we're activating. You tell me.
Yeah. So, well,
how does your body? It's the AMPK pathway. Does it take from your fat cells?
Absolutely. So, you nailed it. The current society that we're in, we have an abundance of everything, right? Mm-hmm. We've never been used to that as a species. So what's happening, right? We have fat. Why does our body store fat? It is the most energy dense tissue that we have. Your body can use fat to produce carbohydrates to be used in the mitochondria to make energy. Mm-hmm. What if we're not ever if we're not ever low on food that's coming in, it will just keep storing for when we are.
Absolutely.
Think about when the winter comes and you have to, you're just walking through fields of snow and everything's dead and you have nothing to eat. Well, you ate all summer and fall to build up the fat. Now your body, when it's not getting any food, as long as you're drinking water, your body can go so long without food because it's going to start using the fat as energy.
Right.
And this is where people talk about ketones.
But we don't live like that anymore.
No,
so now we need to. How do we access our fat stores?
Exactly. Because excess fat, especially in this region, will actually cause inflammation. It can cause estrogenic effects in men, which no man wants that.
It can cause anxiety and stress.
It's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
So, what does this product do? Well, there's I believe there's 6 in total AMPK activators in this product. So we have berberine and the cinnamon bark oil, quercetin, we have resveratrol dim, which is great for the liver. So it's a really powerful product in terms of what it has in it, and they're all activating that pathway in the body. So you have 6 ingredients that just hit the AMPK pathway all at the same time because of the nanoliposomal delivery, and it drives that pathway. It drives the AMPK pathway. What does that mean? These ingredients turn on this AMPK pathway, and then that turns on those downstream effects in your body to take the fat, burn it, use it as energy. And if you drive this pathway every day, you're not eating, slowly, you will start to get those fat stores, use them for energy, and it promotes metabolic clarity. Your body's ability to naturally use fat or naturally use carbs based on what you're giving it. So we call it metabolic clarity, metabolic flexibility, the ability to take what you're giving your body and use it well.
To really turn on its ability to use its fat stores.
Exactly. Yes.
So would you to my people who aren't fans of fasting, would you recommend this product?
Absolutely.
Okay. Because I think sometimes people think that they need to be in ketosis for something to work. I hear that a lot.
Sure.
So I feel like to have a product where you don't need to be so strict with your diet all the time.
Yep.
How does that work?
So like I mentioned, you have activators in the AMPK pathway in here, which is normally activated during fasting or exercise. Now you don't have to fast or exercise to activate that pathway. Take this product, will help push you into that AMPK activation. Some people shouldn't fast, first of all.
Right.
And some people shouldn't fast for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I do fast intermittently, but I don't carb restrict all the time. That can be dangerous to your body, right? So now you don't have to. Actually, we did a study, it's internal, but it showed that you did not have to restrict carbs. 2 doses of that put somebody into what we call nutritional ketosis.
So how does it work? What is the pathomechanism for stabilizing blood sugar?
Sure. So berberine has been used for centuries. Berberine has been used for centuries to stabilize blood sugar. Berberine is a great ingredient. We've known this. Anyone who has taken it knows it. But when it's liposomal berberine, you're getting more of it at one time, and that drives that pathway that much more.
So it's a combination. In Chinese medicine, we use formulas. Very rarely do we just take one ingredient, such as a plant, not necessarily glutathione or something like that, but one ingredient and use it to get the results that we want. We use things synergistically, and this is a very well-balanced, if you want to think about it in Chinese terms, formula to promote a healthy weight. You don't want to go into junk food mode all the time and use this. If you really want to get somewhere with your weight, you still have to be responsible with your eating. Although this really helps a lot. I did a mini experiment. I ate quite a few goldfish when I first started taking this. And normally the next day, my weight would have been up by at least a few pounds because I'm very carb sensitive. I have blood sugar issues. If I did not watch myself, I would be very overweight. That's just who I am genetically. I took this, I tried, and I actually dropped a pound, and I was shocked. I was shocked. And I'm checking in with all of my patients that I have on this, and I don't have a single one that isn't reordering.
Absolutely. It's a fantastic product, and I have a story too.
It's really groundbreaking because there's so many products that require so much effort on your end in order for it to work. And the fact that this can work even if you did go out on a Friday night and have a piece of pizza is really kind of groundbreaking and very rare.
I mean, we're here to make health easier, right?
Yeah.
Everyone could use a little bit easier of a time.
But they need a little bit more grace in their day-to-day life too. Not everybody can be so strict all the time.
Exactly. That's why it's hard to do that.
It makes your metabolism very lazy, by the way, you guys. You need a cheat day. You need a cheat day. You need to give your metabolism something to do. You don't want your metabolism to slow down because it's afraid that you're starving it all the time.
I go by an 80-20 principle. 80% of the things I do, eat, all that geared towards my health and my optimization. 20% is what I want to do. It's not too bad for me to give myself that grace.
It's once in a while.
And these products do genuinely make that easier for me. I have a story of a practitioner that I work with. I don't want to say any names, but we were at this particular conference, and this practitioner was monitoring their blood sugar, and I'm going to go eat lunch, and I'm going to go eat dessert. I'm going to take AMPK charts before it, and I'm going to monitor my blood sugar before and after. Before, I believe it was something like 130. After, it was something like 146. And that was after a whole lunch and dessert, when normally it would have been about 300. And that's the best anecdotal story I had seen to just show how it controls those levels by promoting the pathway in the body that is known to have that effect. So
I'd say
it's been an incredible experience for people that I've had on it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say that blood sugar, I should say, is having blood sugar unbalanced. GMOs. Think of all the things, like we have phytoestrogens and everything. Am I even saying that right?
Yes. Totally.
There are so many things that in our society that have made it. I've never seen so many patients have blood sugar issues as I have in recent years. It's truly been, it's seemingly out of nowhere. I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, is it antidepressants? I don't know what it is.
What I think it is.
What?
I think that's liver health.
Of course. Yeah, everything goes back to the liver. That's true. And stress.
And insulin sensitivity. We're all in this very stressed and kind of low-grade inflammation. And your body, when it's in that state, it wants to use the energy it has available because it's fight or flight. And we crave sugar, we eat sugar, we use the sugar, we crave sugar, we eat sugar, we have excess sugar, it stores as fat, that produces more estrogen. I mean, it's just a slippery slope, and it's a cycle of, it's hard to exist in today's world without being anxious about something.
We just have so many options.
And our bodies they don't know what to do with that.
No, exactly. So. And the other thing that we need to keep in mind is, this is your first brain. Your gut is your first brain, and it produces 90% of the serotonin. And a lot of time, if we can start opening up pathways so that your body can get the nutrients that it needs, that is locked up, and stop making the gut work so hard, there's a good correlation between that, your serotonin production going up, and then your cravings for sugar going down. And once something like this helps you not spike, you're not spiking insulin levels anymore.
Yep.
And on this wild roller coaster of weight gain.
Yeah. And that's what we're afraid of, right? Is the spike of blood sugar and insulin.
That's really
it. If you can even flatten that curve of blood sugar, that has really big effects long term. So
it's essential.
Sugar in your blood is actually toxic in high amounts to your arteries, right?
Absolutely.
So that can damage your artery lining. And then what does the body do when you have damaged arteries?
Lays down matrix.
Exactly. And it sends out cholesterol to repair it, and then you get plaques, and then it becomes stiff, and now you're talking about hypertension down the road. And if you think about sugar in our blood, we ought to have a way to control it.
Yeah, this product has been all of my feedback for this product has been amazing. And I have people with really unregulated blood sugar problems, and I've gotten amazing results. And it's really as simple as this. And we're going to go into the sister product in our next video. It's one thing, you know, to be able to not have the sugar cravings. Therefore, you're just naturally kind of eating less and you're watching your body slim out. We need to make the calories that you are taking count. And the more nutrients that you have coming in with the sister product, we're going to go into ultravitamin. I really feel like you guys, between opening this pathway and giving your body the nutrients it's craving instead of sitting and eating in front of the TV, those two things really help calm down that bored eating process, that habit that we get into. So that's why we did the marriage between the AMPK and the ultravitamin. There are other things, obviously, that you can do, intermittent fasting, whatever, but we want to give you tools that will just encourage and help and really help you see a result in a shorter period of time, so that you can stay with this. You can get your serotonin levels up naturally instead of externally ingesting sugar and things that are actually not serving you.
And before we move on,
yes, no,
GLP-1s are all the rage these days, and they're really beneficial for what they do. Sometimes you have to watch how high of a dose you go on a GLP-1. As we know, you don't want to just go all the way up the dosing
that's
chart.
a peptide.
Yes, so GLP-1, semaglutide, Ozempic, and I have all good things to say about those. However, too much of anything can be a problem.
100%.
So those people looking at, I've done my GLP-1, semaglutide, Ozempic, Wegovy, tirzepatide, I've done it, and I'm done with it, and I'm ready for the next chapter. A product like AMPK Charge, I'm not saying it replaces GLP-1s by any means. It is not the same mechanism, does not do what those do. But it's a great next step for somebody who's lost some weight and wants to keep it off and wants to keep their energy. It's also a mild detoxer. It's going to help.
Thought it up.
Yeah. It's also a mild detoxer that's also going to help the liver. So I recommend it to a lot of people that I know personally who've had great success with GLP-1, semaglutide, things like that, and they're ready for that next step and they want to continue with their progress.
Right.
But they can't up their dose of the GLP-1s.
Right. I mean, it's not a lifelong solution, the semaglutides.
Right.
Also, you guys, if you haven't started on it, I want you to give this a try first, because what I find that people aren't talking about is the fact that those semaglutides have a tendency to really almost turn off peristalsis in the gut and the GI. And people are really struggling with the gut not moving and it interfering with their going to the bathroom and things like that, not to get gross. The worst case scenario that we have seen is intestinal block. So you have to weigh out what you're willing to put up with any medication or supplement you put in your body. Is it worth it? Is it worth feeling dizzy? Is it worth being constipated? Is it worth,
There's side effects and everything, right?
Palpitations. I had one patient take 2 doses and she had to get off of it because she got short of breath on it. I mean, it's just something to keep in mind. You guys really have to do your due diligence and make sure that you don't have underlying conditions before you start on a journey it's a lot.
And what a lot of people don't know is that it can actually be dangerous to lose a bunch of fat, particularly at once.
Well, you've seen the face.
Yes.
So we will not get Ozempic face. My face is my brand, and I would take much offense to any product that made me look like I'm 80 at my age, because I'm going to get there soon enough. This is a gentle, systemic way to lose weight that does not make you look weird.
Well, and when you lose all that fat at once, we just talked about how fat is very nutrient dense. It's also very toxin dense. Most toxins, a lot of toxins are fat soluble. They're stored in fat. So imagine somebody who has a lot of fat to lose and they start taking these GLP-1 agonists and they lose all that fat in a very short amount of time. they're dumping a lot of toxins into their blood, which are then going to their liver. And their liver's not been used to getting rid of all these toxins like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so some people, they've experienced some really bad side effects of the toxin burden that was released from their fat stores and is now circulating in their body. And if you don't want those toxins to then deposit in another fat source, which is the brain is very fatty,
Right.
you don't want those toxins to recirculate, to redeposit, then it might be beneficial to use a product like AMPK Charge, like Bitterex, like glutathione, to help keep those toxins moving out of the body and have your weight loss journey be something that you can feel good about and not just look good and kind of feel about.
Right.
And that's important.
You don't want to turn
look
gray.
good now and you accomplish that goal, but how do you feel?
Mm-hmm.
How you feel is what you bring into the world.
You really don't want to walk away from any journey and feel depleted and really depleting yourself. Some of you who are using low doses of the semaglutide to control your blood sugar and you're doing really well, this is just to enhance what you're already doing. Low levels of semaglutide, there's much less complications with. It's people who are going from 5 to 10 to 20 to 40. 40 milligrams of anything injected into your body is quite a bit. And as a smallish woman, it's a lot. So if you're using a small amount like 5 to 10 milligrams, and your doctor really loves the results you're getting and you're keeping your blood sugar within a healthy range, by all means, always go with what your doctor says. This is just a great enhancer.
And like I said at the beginning, I love them. I love the GLP-1 agonists.
Oh, absolutely.
They're great. All peptides I'm super excited about. But with anything, too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. And so if you want the results that you've been getting from that good thing, sometimes adding a different good thing to the mix instead of overdoing one good thing might be the solution people are looking for. So GLP-1s, add some AMPK Charge.
And I'm personally, I'm not a bargain hunter. I never have been. It's not in my nature. But if you cost analyze, like, this isn't a major option. Even if you need to take a break from, there are a lot of things on the market that you can throw a lot of money at. This doesn't require a lot of resources of any kind to get great results.
What is it? $59?
It's so affordable.
See what you think?
All right. Next time we'll do
Ultravitamin.
Ultravitamin.
My favorite.
Bye.